You ever have one of those days where the universe decides to test how much dignity you've got left? Because that's how my morning started, standing on the tarmac at Metropolitan Executive Airport, a boarding pass in one hand, briefcase in the other, watching a security guard's hand drift toward his radio like I was about to rob the place. "Sir, this aircraft is reserved for VIP clients only. I'm going to need you to step back from the boarding stairs immediately." That's how it began. But in the next 20 minutes, I was about to flip a multi-billion-dollar industry upside down, and nobody least of all the people in charge saw it coming. Picture this. I show up in a tailored suit, shoes polished, a boarding pass that literally has my name on it, heading for a jet that costs more per hour than most folks make in a year. The Gulfstream's logo shines in the October Sun. Pinnacle Aviation Services, big player in the private jet world. But the minute Sarah, the gate agent, sees me, it's like the temperature drops 10 degrees. "Excuse me," she says, and she's not smiling anymore. "Are you here for catering or maintenance?" Crew entrance is around back. I hand her my boarding pass, watching her scan it like maybe it's a forgery. You know that feeling when someone's decided who you are before you even open your mouth? Yeah, that happened. Right then, 3 other passengers stroll past, white, expensive suits, not a single boarding pass checked. Not a word from security. But me? The only thing I apparently had going for me was that I was too stubborn to just back down. Soon, Tom, the security guard, appears out of nowhere. He's polite enough, but his hand is on his radio, his eyes telling me that he's seen this movie before. Guy like me in a place like this must be lost or worse. Now, what they didn't see, a little twist of fate, was Jessica, the flight attendant, peeking through the window, spotting something the rest missed: the Aerolux Holdings insignia on my platinum card. 2 seconds, maybe less, but she knew what it meant, even if nobody else did. David Walsh, the operations manager, shows up next, all business. He gives me the "I'm going to be direct with you" talk. "This is a $50,000 flight," he says. "Are you absolutely certain you're in the right place? I've been black my whole life." I know that tone. He even suggests maybe I'm meant to be at Terminal B with the commercial flyers. That's when I stop being polite. I'm in the right place. There's a pause, the kind that makes you feel like you're standing on a stage, spotlights blinding, crowd silent. Inside, Jessica's showing the captain her tablet actual flight manifest, complete ownership details. His face goes white. Meanwhile, outside, the peanut gallery is growing. Phones out, people filming, voices getting tense. Walsh is sweating. Richardson, a big client, steps out, Rolex flashing, demanding to know why there's a delay. When he lays eyes on me, you can just see his brain trying to process how I fit into his world. Security tightens the circle. Officer Morrison arrives, her body cam blinking red. "Possible trespassing incident," Walsh tells her. Documentation seems inconsistent with our typical clientele demographics. I almost laugh. Typical clientele. You know what I mean? At this point, I could have ended it all with one phone call, but there's something about getting treated like you don't belong that makes you want to see just how deep the rabbit hole goes. So, I ask Officer Morrison, "Can you explain the specific policy that determines who belongs on this aircraft?" She blinks. Richardson is losing patience. "For God's sake, can't we just handle this quietly?" But Walsh is playing hero, and he's about to lose the plot. Lisa, the operations supervisor, shows up, checks my documents, but looks to Richardson for the final word. "Never seen him before in my life," Richardson says. "Certainly didn't authorize any additional passengers." That's his play pretend he owns the place. What he doesn't realize is the game's about to change. Inside the jet, Jessica's all but shouting at the captain to check the real ownership records. When he does, he looks like he's seen a ghost. But out on the tarmac, Walsh is still flexing. "Sir, we'll need you to come with us for verification." I pull out my phone and dial. This is Marcus Williams. I'm standing at Gate 7. I need clarification on Pinnacle Aviation Services. Now everyone's watching, especially Walsh and Richardson, who can't figure out why I look so damn calm. Then Captain Stevens comes stumbling off the plane, pale as a sheet, Jessica right behind him. She shoves the ownership docs in Walsh's face. "You need to see this," she says. When he does, The color drains out of him like water from a broken bucket. Marcus Williams, CEO of Aerolux Holdings, owner of the jet, owner of the company leasing the jet, and as of last month, the majority owner of Pinnacle Aviation Services itself. Richardson can't believe it. You own this aircraft. I nod. And the company that leases it to you. And the company that employs every single person who just tried to have me removed from my own property. And then icing on the cake, Patricia Hoffman, CEO of Pinnacle Aviation, calls my phone on speaker. Mr. Williams, I understand there's been an incident involving our largest shareholder. The ground shakes. Suddenly, Walsh and the others realize they've been profiling, humiliating, and denying service not to a random passenger, but to the man who owns their paychecks. That's when the dominoes start falling. Patricia outlines the new anti-discrimination policy's immediate termination, legal penalties, millions invested in monitoring and bias training, even a real-time reporting app. Turns out, this wasn't the first time. 17 complaints, all dismissed, all involving the same management team. Richardson pleads ignorance. I had no idea. I just look at him. You didn't know because you didn't care to know. You assumed you held all the power. Every camera, every phone, every witness records the moment. Contracts get quoted, penalties listed, legal consequences spelled out. There's no escape, no hush-hush settlement, just public accountability and industry-wide change, right there on the tarmac. Officer Morrison asks if I want to press charges. I say, document everything. The system will decide what's appropriate. My job is to make sure this never happens again. People from the crowd start coming up, employees, pilots, passengers offering testimony, support, thanks. Even Jessica, whose courage helped expose the truth, is recognized for her integrity. I make sure the new policies stick: training, monitoring, audits. We make equality profitable and discrimination expensive. That's how you change an industry. 6 months later, the Gate 7 incident is in every business school case study. No more discrimination complaints. Employee satisfaction and customer retention are up. Other companies follow suit. Richardson's empire, built on assumptions, collapses. He sells his company, forced to confront the reality of consequences. The Williams Protocol becomes standard in aviation, then hospitality, then beyond. Hundreds of people, maybe thousands, are protected by systems that never would have existed if I hadn't stood my ground that day. People ask why I didn't just flash my credentials and end it quickly. The answer's simple: I needed to know, for myself and for everyone watching, what happens to people without power. I needed them to feel what it's like when someone's dignity is denied, and to know that when someone finally holds the cards, real change is possible. So, let me ask you, have you ever seen or experienced discrimination in service? Do you believe companies can actually change when held accountable? Share your stories below, because your experience could be the spark for the next big transformation. Hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell if you want to see more stories where justice isn't just a word, but a system. Because the next 20 minutes that change an industry might just start with your voice. What will you do with your power to create change?